New week, new movements. So we are addressing our squat cycle with any type of loaded squat. So whether you got a barbell, dumbbells, odd object, in a zercher carry, whatever, you're gonna don your weight, don your load, get into your squat stance, and we're gonna take 5 seconds in a tempo to get to the bottom. 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, in the bottom, driving into that hole nice and hard. I'm doing a really good job of keeping the weight back against those dumbbells. Depending on where your load is in your body, that's where you're gonna have to redistribute your weight in your feet. For instance, if your weight is really far in the front, it's gonna wanna pull you forward, so you're gonna have to do a really good job of staying back. If the weight is on your back, the opposite, right? You're gonna have to bring those hips a little bit forward and squat a little bit more with your knees, okay? So balance in the feet, depending on where the load is. Now, we're gonna pair that in an isodynamic fashion. So dynamic iso, we're gonna isolate the Bulgarian split squat. So we're gonna hold the bottom of the Bulgarian split squat 20 seconds per side. Notice how Em stays behind her foot. She keeps her torso as straight as possible. Even though this is going to burn a lot, we really want to keep it burning. We don't want to avoid the burn. We want to keep the hip loaded right in the center, keep our body weight over and stacked over our hip, okay? So when she switches, we won't show you the other side. I just want to show you the setup. So we have a height that is where Em's knees are. If you go too high, it's gonna cause, with your setup, it's gonna cause your weight to spill forward too much. If you go too low, you just won't be able to sink down into it, and you won't get enough bang for your buck there. So you want kind of a ledge that's around knee height for that movement. Just wanted to go over proper setup because it tends to get glanced over sometimes. So yeah, good setup, knee height, have at her, isodynamic, have fun. All right, guys, so today, high intensity workout. It's a really good one for those high intensity efforts. Big mistake that athletes might make on this one today is overpacing. Don't overpace this one. We're running in the main part of the workout. So it's 400 meters. Run that 400 meters like not as hard as you can, but like a good pace, because it's going to take up a big chunk of that 4-minute window. So we're gonna want that part to be fast, okay? And that's the whole point, is to train for that high intensity. So it's really based on that run. And then in the next part with the 2 rounds, that's just gotta be fast, quick reps, ready to take advantage of as much rest as possible in that 4-minute window, all right? So we're dealing with some pretty anaerobic high threshold. So get ready for that. We're gonna show you a rower today, just because we've shown you running, we've shown you speed skater hops and all the movements like that. So we have the opportunity to get a rower in here, and it's actually Em's personal rower. So we'll go over the rowing stroke. So if you're using a machine today, it happens to be a rower, you might benefit from some tips. So in the name of going fairly hard, what we sometimes might see is some, just like we might overpace. If we're trying to go a little bit too hard, we might see overreaching, causing a rounding in the back. All right, and the biggest problem with rounding in the back is that we lose tension in the posterior chain. Okay, and so I'm going to ask Em to go back to that position and round in the back. Okay, I'm going to ask her to push with her legs, because that's where the power comes from, as hard as she can. Go ahead, Em, push with your legs. All right, did you see that? So one more time, Em. All right, okay, so the big problem there is we had this segmented pull where her hips shot back super far, then the chain stayed where it was. So all that effort Em did with her legs, she did for absolutely no reason, and it transferred into nothing. Obviously, it was a bit of an exaggeration because you're not going to fully relax, but minimally that does happen. So what we want is we want to set the shoulders, set the tension in the upper back, so that we can have tension through the whole chain down through the platform, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to be nice and tight in the upper back. She's ready to go. We're gonna pull as hard as we can, only with the legs, all right? Only with the legs, but we still move as a full unit, right? Yeah. Good. All right. And that's a nice smooth stroke. Em's got her legs working well for her. Her leg power transfers right through to the chain because it's connected well through that tension in the upper back. All right. So keep in mind, tension the upper back, tension the upper back every single stroke. All right, when we're done with that high effort, the heart rate should be elevated. We shouldn't want to work, but we're going to work, all right? So now it's time to do your V-ups in place of your toes bar if you don't have a barbell. And we're going to go hands overhead, tap the toes at the top, making sure that everything's coming from squeezing through the core, squeezing that midline, and compression through the whole core to get the fingers to touch the toes. After we get done 8 of those, we pick up our dumbbells. The transitions are going to be important in this one, and then watch how Em treats this like a kettlebell swing in this hang. We don't have to do it from between the legs, but a lot of us use our leverage a lot better like this. If you can see Em from the side in the clean portion, she's using a nice good kettlebell posterior chain positioning, kind of like she did on the rower. She's really generating a lot of force there from that hip hinge. All right, so using that hip hinge effectively with those long arms in the clean is really going to help us conserve some energy today. All right, guys, have fun with this one. Hard efforts on the first monostructural piece, and then really quick rounds with those low reps should elicit a pretty good response, all right? Have a good one, guys.